So because dancers use their ankles a lot, you want to start in a laying down position in dead bug, reaching the legs up, arms up with you. And it's really nice to get some wrist work done. So stare at your hands for a moment, have a tiniest bend in the knees, and feel gravity pull the spine down. And starting with the hands for now, start creating wrist circles, creating light fists first. You will notice the pops and cracks of the body. If you have any, I tend to have a pattern with my right hand. And then pause, maybe 10 circles the opposite direction. And you can tell which wrist is tight, especially if it feels stiffer to move. And again, if it pops. Then pause, bring the hands behind the hamstrings, bend the knees for a little bit, rock side to side. Giving the spine the tiniest massage, perhaps bringing the hands to the knees and creating circles. And pause, move the hips opposite direction. Try to keep the shoulder blades somewhat planted. Keeping the breath in check. When you are ready, hands again behind the hamstrings, stare at the feet. And now ankle circles going one direction. Pause, go the opposite direction. You have the intuitive way, and then you have the less intuitive way. So again, it's really a matter of understanding the pattern in your body. If you're right-hand sided, perhaps you use more weight on one leg compared to the other. For me, it's the right. I feel my ankle joint stiffer. Same thing with my right wrist. And then pause here and notice any burning sensations that you get in the shins. It's usually the fascia starting to break down the connective tissue between muscle and joint. And when you are ready, bend into the left knee. Keep wrapping the hands behind the right hamstring and pull the leg close to you. Maybe you bend the knee and then straighten it out again. Pressing the heel up to the ceiling. Notice how my foot flexes. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, extend. Rebend. Extend. Really driving the heel up. Not so much kicking with the toes, otherwise the toe would be pointed. Rebend. And last part, extend with the heel. With the help of the arms, pull the leg any bit closer and walk the hands up the calf. Press into the left foot and see if you can lift a tiny bit of the sacrum away from the ground. I'm not asking you to do a hip thrust over a bridge. Notice how my glutes lifted up a little further. Now I'm going to relax the sacrum back down, keep it planted, and open the leg out to the right. As this happens, usually the left glute wants to pick up. Your goal is to maintain the sacrum down. You can actually roll open the left hip, getting into the pinky edge of the left foot. Bringing the left big toe back down to the ground, figure 4 on your back. Bring right ankle on top of the left thigh. Notice how the knee points towards the chest. That is normal. Right hand pushes into the knee. And I also like to use my left hand to kind of push the skin of the thigh externally out. So since we're using the right, and here you can give yourself a tiny massage. Notice if other parts of the body pick up, that's normal. Push it away. And a twist. If you can, lower the legs to the left. So the right foot plants down. And again, you can see how my right glute picked up. I'm going to do the same motion where I'm trying to almost kick and push the right hip away from me. Left hand to the right knee. And one more thing, twisting the neck, knowing you have to look both ways in everyday life. Maybe reaching right arm out. Now we will do the other side. Come back to center. Extend right leg up and relax it down. When you are ready, start by pulling the left leg up, hands behind the hamstring, strain the leg up to the ceiling. So at first it starts off with not so much flexibility. The time it gets better, bend the elbows and pull the left leg close to you, and then bend the knee. With the left heel, drive it up to the ceiling. You're going to feel it, more of an active stretch. Rebend, extend, rebend, extend, rebend, extend. Pause here, point the toe, feel the top of the foot get a stretch. Keep pulling the leg closer to you and then drive the heel up again. Press into the right foot. If you need to walk it a little closer to the bum, you can, but you don't want it to be too much. Press so much into the foot that the hips rise up just a tiny bit. Again, I am not hip thrusting up like a bridge. I'm letting bits of my sacrum pull up. This will send my leg closer to me. Walk the hands up the left leg, and then you can rest the sacrum back down. The sacrum is below the lower back. Keep the energy, keep pressing sacrum down, and then open the leg out to the left. Again, notice that the right knee, hip will want to open up. You can do that without fully getting into the pinky edge of the foot, just enough of a lean, keeping the lower back planted. Breathe in and out. And then right big toe comes back down, bend into the left knee, ankle on top of the thigh, pushing the knee away from you to start. Feels very good. And then giving yourself a tiny massage, just pressing enough of the leg away from you. Skin may move, but think of an external rotation. You don't want to roll it into the inner thigh. You want it to go to the outer. And use the tools you have. If you have a block, you're more than welcome to bring the block to the left knee and push it away from you if you can't reach, if your arms are not long enough. And then keeping that same open hip for the psoas major, lower the legs to the right. Avoid lifting the left shoulder. If anything, right hand, left knee, and then reach the left arm out wide. Turn the chin to the left. Still breathing, still enjoying. Remembering that stretch means to make space in between point A and B. And when you're ready, come back to center. Oof. Bring the legs up again. Push them up. And see if you can flex the feet. Wrap the hands behind the hamstrings. And maybe pick up a bit of the sacrum, just like we did beginning of class, where we use our foot. And just start rocking forward with the legs, feet going behind you. Lower back still planting down. So I'm not lifting my upper body just quite yet. I'm keeping the upper body down. And then pause, bring the legs out wide. Maybe sending right leg forward, left leg across, and switch. Again, right leg hovering over the ground, left leg going across to the right, doing a crisscross action. And you want to have the legs as wide as you can doing this. I'm running into the wall. And then pause when you have a cross. Stay here. Bend both knees, feet down if you can. And if you say, Maggie, I can't reach, then you can pull the knees into the chest. Grab the feet or ankles, shins, and then gently push the knees away from you. Nice deep hip stretch. And then rise back up again, short-lived, open up, and cross them opposite way. Again, you can lower the feet down. That might be enough, and push the knees away from you. Or I personally like to pull the knees in, grab a hold of the edges of the feet, and push the knees away from the body. And undo. From here, feet together, knees apart. And here you have a pretty nice, quick lower body, hip stretch, and hamstring. I like to create traction with the heel of the hands, palms on top of the thighs. And you want to go and bring the heels kind of to what we consider the hip dips. Right in that ridge and space. And press the hands into the skin without moving the legs, right? We've got to keep the feet exactly where they are planted. Maybe the shoulders will rise up a little bit to the ears. That's normal. Keep pushing away. Breathe. And for some people, don't feel much. For me, it feels like a lot. What you're doing is creating space in between each spinal disc. At least see it that way. The mind moves the body. When you are ready, knees to chest, give yourself a big hug. Wow. And then bring the nose to the knees. And keep the head up this time. Bring the hands to the back of the head, elbows together to hug the knees, the outer knees. And if you can, straighten the legs up. Now the elbows are no longer connecting the knees. And see if you can roll into certain parts of the lower back. And then bring it down, feet together, knees apart, open the elbows.